If you're like many people, you've been running the Hunterborn mod for years in order to simply get more crafting materials from animals. But what if I told you there are hidden quest lines that grant you unique magical powers as rewards? In this video, I'm going to walk you through those quests and take a look at the magical power rewards that you get for them. Alright, so the first quest all starts with the strange wolf claw. You're going to be finding these rarely on wolf carcasses that you field dress and then harvest the ingredients for. And then once you get to harvesting level 5, you'll be able to craft a special ring from that strange wolf claw. To do that, you'll just want to equip your Scrimshaw power and cast that. And then over here in the jewelry section, you'll be able to find the bone ring of the Yew Rite craftable from the strange wolf claw. So go ahead and create that. And then once that's in your inventory, all you have to do is wear it. Okay, as soon as you put that on, you're gonna get a message here. Placing the ring on your finger, you are suddenly gripped by a vision. Clear water from an underground spring forms a pool in a small cave split by a natural earth bridge. Dusty air blows in from the cave's mouth. The vision abruptly ends. Okay, so this message is actually describing a place in Skyrim. It doesn't give you a quest marker or anything on the map to go by, but if you know Skyrim enough, you know that it's probably describing a place called Clear Spring Tarn, specifically a cave at Clear Spring Tarn, which is also unmarked on the map. So this cave can be kind of tough to find. So you're gonna approach Clear Spring Tarn probably from Shorestone. It's a little bit of a hike. It's also west of Boulderfall Cave here. It is a little bit of a hike, so make sure you pack a lunch. But as you approach the Tarn from this path right here, you're gonna be coming this way. Go ahead and go past the little pond you got here. And then there is a path that leads north, and then a fork in the path from the left and then to the right. So you're gonna wanna take the fork to the right. And all the way at the end of the path there is a little hidden cave here that does not show up on your map. Now, if you pull up your local map, you'll be able to find it. So if you're having trouble finding that, local map will help you. All right, so let's go into the cave and see what we got. All right, looks like we're gonna need some night vision for this, and I think I hear a troll in here too. So let's go ahead and take care of that troll. There he is. And this deer carcass here is going to come in handy for the rest of this quest. But first, oh, looks like I was spotted. Not sneaky enough. I probably brushed his butt on my way past. Anyway, nothing a master hunter can't handle. Now there is a unique bow here called Bow of the Hunt. It's nothing particularly special other than it is unique. You give animals an extra 20 damage, no big deal. Great for hunter characters though. And also gives you the damage to animals enchantment that you would normally get from the woodcutter's axe in Halted Steam Camp. Some other loot here that you can take if you're interested, but what we are most interested in here, let's make sure that we have our ring equipped. Yeah, let's make sure that we have our bone ring of the Yew Rite equipped, and then we're going to harvest this deer. Okay, when you harvest this deer with that ring equipped, you're going to get this unique item called Yew Ritual Bone. Now things get kind of cryptic from here if they weren't cryptic enough already for you. So what you're going to want to do now is drink a strange brew. You can craft these at a cooking station. I don't remember off the top of my head what they take. It's a Nord meat and some other different materials. You can also find these on slain hunters throughout the wilderness. But if you're wondering what the strange brew was for in this mod, this is it. So go ahead and drink one. And then we're going to head back into the Scrimshaw menu, and now we should have the option to create a new unique item from that bone that we just took from that deer. The bone idol of the Yew Rite. Let's go ahead and create that. Now all we have to do is activate that from our menu. And we got another vision. Meditating upon the bone idol, you receive a vision of a tranquil pond hidden within a grove of evergreens. Several low, decayed stone pillars jut up from the water like broken teeth. The vision abruptly ends. So the place that this vision is describing is called Evergreen Grove. And you can find Evergreen Grove right here northwest of Falkreath. You might recognize this as the resting place of the unfortunate alchemist here. There's a little bit of a storyline here about him chasing these Nirn roots and running into some Spriggans. Speaking of Spriggans, there are a couple that patrol this place, so make sure you're ready to deal with them. Now, once we're here, we're going to go ahead and activate that bone idol one more time that we created from that strange bone at Clear Spring Tarn. The bone idol of the Yew Rite. This is going to give us a new message now that we're in this place. You sense that your tribute is nearly finished, but you must brood at this sacred location for a time. Will you now fast and meditate here for a day? Choose yes, so you can move along with the quest line. But if you're running a needs mod, make sure that you're prepared to deal with that full day of fasting and, you know, not getting any sleep. Okay, so it doesn't look like there was any visual representation of that. I'm running an E and B. There might have been a fade to black or something like that. But it does say that I haven't prayed for a while, so that's probably what's going on there. Okay, now nothing tells you this, but you do have to do this 3 separate times, so you have to you know, be very prepared. You need to meditate 1 full day 3 times. If you're running Winter Sun like I am, make sure you pray in between because you will lose favor pretty quickly by doing this. Okay, so this is day 2. And I get the message that I have not prayed in a while, indicating that a full day has passed, even though there is no visual representation, at least in my game. And then 3rd time should be the charm. Meditate 1 more time on this bone idol. So these 3 days, they don't need to be consecutive. You can leave and come back if you need to, but you do need to meditate for 3 full days. Okay, and after that 3rd day, you just have to activate that bone idol 1 more time and you get a new message. Now, after the trials of this ancient rite, your devotion and sincerity to the service of Hircine has been recognized. You feel filled and revivified, bestowed with a gift of minor power from your Daedric benefactor. Okay, so this is a power called Shroud Passing, I believe. Indeed. This one's pretty powerful. It gives you a 75% muffle effect and increases your sneak by 100 points. That's awesome. Now, like I said, you can get a similar effect through the illusion spell called Muffle and maybe some modded spells like FMR's Phantom Shroud. But if you're playing a hunter character who isn't quite magically inclined, this is a nice way to get those effects without having to go the route of the mage. Now, this thing says that it's a minor power in the description, but it actually isn't. It's a major power. You can only use it once per day. All right, so the next quest is very similar, except this time it starts off with the strange bear claw. Now, when you get your harvesting to level 7, you're able to scrimshaw this into another ring. This one is called the Bone Ring of the Elm Rite. And then just like last time, all we're gonna do is slip that sucker on our finger. And we're gonna get a new vision. Placing the ring on your finger, you are suddenly gripped by a vision. A large open cavern that is dappled with greens and shadows, a natural rock spire rising up in its center, lit from an opening in the ceiling. On its crown, a small pond in a ring around an evergreen tree. The vision abruptly ends. Okay, so the place that this is describing is Shadow Green Cavern, which is just kind of off the coast of the sea here north of Solitude. You'll recognize this as one of the target locations for Noster Eagle Eye's helmet retrieval. It's got kind of a very unique layout to it. Okay, so you're going to want to work your way up to the top of the spire in the middle of this cavern here. And when you get up here, go ahead and harvest the ingredients of one of the bears or one of the wolves or whatever. Make sure you're wearing the the Ring of the Elm Rite here when you do that. And if you did it correctly, you will find in your inventory the Elm Rite Ritual Bone here. Now, just like before, you're going to want to drink a strange brew, head into your Scrimshaw menu, and you should be able to craft the Bone Idol of the Elm Rite this time. Now, once that's in your inventory, all you have to do is activate it, Bone Idol of the Elm Rite, and then you're going to get another vision. Meditating upon the Bone Idol, you receive a vision of a large upright stone. It sparkles with a sheen of hoarfrost. Coiled all around it is a fleshless, unliving serpent. Okay, so this is actually pointing us to our next meditation point, which is the Serpent Stone, I believe. Also, if you're not seeing the Elm Rite bone pop up in your inventory, it's possible that maybe you've harvested one of the animals a little lower down in the cavern and it just gave it to you then. Okay, so here we are at the Serpent Stone. Again, you're gonna wanna pack a lunch for this one because it's kind of way far away from civilization. Once you get here, there might be an ice wraith or two, so make sure you're prepared to deal with those. And then once you're here, all you have to do is activate the Elm Bone Idol. And you're gonna get the message again that you're gonna need to meditate for a full day. So obviously you're gonna, if you're running a needs mod, you're gonna need to make sure that you're prepared for that. Make sure you're praying in between each meditation session if you're running Winter Sun like I am. Otherwise, you're gonna lose a lot of favor with your deity. And then we're gonna need to rinse and repeat that 2 more times. Okay, and then after the 3rd time, we just gotta activate that bad boy 1 more time. And we get a new power. Now, after the trials of this ancient rite, your devotion and sincerity in the service of Hircine has been recognized. You feel filled and revivified. I love that word. Bestowed with a gift of considerable power from your Daedric benefactor. So this one's not minor anymore, it's considerable. So let's see what it added. Shepherd beasts. Nearby animals will not attack and their life forces are visible for 238 seconds. Your absolute command over beasts' forces forces them into submission and reveals their life essence when near. So this gives you kind of like a detect life effect, and also gives a calm effect for all animals in the area. Not bad. I feel like the same thing can be done with like an Aura Whisper with a shout, or the Kind's Peace shout as well. But if you're playing a non-Dragonborn character, or you just haven't acquired all the word walls and you don't have the dragon souls for them yet, this is a nice alternative. Again, this is going to be a major power, only available once per day. It looks like it has a huge wide area of effect, so it's going to affect a lot of animals in the area. Very cool. Again, not something that you can't get elsewhere, but it does have a few combinations of existing effects that combine in unique ways, at least. And you can get this a bit earlier in the game as long as you can find that strange bear claw, and you should be beset by bears constantly in the rift if you're looking for that strange bear claw. So this might be a little more accessible than getting both the full Kind's Peace and Aura Whisper shouts. Okay, the final leg of our quest here takes us to Gloomreach, which is in the Reach, just south of the Karth River here. If you're running Winter Sun, it's sort of just southwest of the Altar of Magnus, across the river to the other side there. If not, it's sort of right north of the Runoff Caverns, just kind of down the cliff face here, or southeast of Old Hroldan. Now for this one, we're going to need the Strange Cat Claw, which can be kind of hard to find. Since saber cats are so sparse throughout the countryside, especially at lower levels, you're gonna have fewer opportunities to find this. You're gonna get the Strange Cat Claw by harvesting saber cats, but I would suggest you hedge your bets by using the Bone Amulet of the Pink Moon. You can craft this using a leather strip and 3 small animal bones. This will just make the ingredients that you harvest from animals more bountiful. Like, you'll get more of them each time you harvest, and that will kind of increase your chances of getting this Strange Cat Claw. Anyway, once you do have the strange cat claw, you'll want to come into Scrimshaw here and create the bone ring of the Oak Rite. And just like before, you are going to want to put that on. Placing the ring on your finger, you are suddenly gripped by a vision. In the foothills of the Reach, there is a cave deep and gloomy. In a solitary ancient tree drinks the light from a natural window, yet is barren of any leaf or fruit. And the vision abruptly ends there. And that is describing Gloom Reach, of course. Now, this is a Falmer lair, and Falmer are, of course, quite dangerous. You're also going to need to supply your own animal carcass for this one. Ooh, that's the one I needed. So make sure not to harvest all of the charas that you find in this area. You're going to need one of those carcasses at the end. So just save one for later. Alright, so it turns out you can't actually pick up a charas carcass like you can like a wolf carcass or a bear carcass. So you'll just have to do the old-fashioned drag the thing back to the illuminated tree here. Luckily, the illuminated tree is pretty close to the beginning of this this dungeon here, so you're not going to have to dive too far into it. But this part can be a little tedious. Okay, so here is the tree in question, I believe. So this is the entrance where you come into Gloom Reach here, and then just right in the beginning, before you go any further into the dungeon, there is this dead little tree here that's illuminated by a spire of sunlight here coming in from outside. And this is the charas that I drug in from further into the dungeon. So let's go ahead and just make sure that we are wearing our bone ring of the Oak Rite, which we are. And let's harvest this bad boy. There we go. We got the Oak Ritual Bone. So, just like before, we're going to drink another strange brew, which gives us strange ideas for creating strange things. And we are going to craft, with our Scrimshaw ability, the Bone Idol of the Oak Rite out of the Oak Ritual Bone. Excellent. Now, just like before, all we have to do is activate that Bone Idol of the Oak Rite, and we're going to get a vision. Merely holding the idol in your hand, you are overwhelmed by a vision of murk, squalor, and woe. In the black belly of a fey cavern squats a dark altar. It is layered in cruor, ordure, and word fetishes, but you discern a foreboding tableau carved into its mensa, the crest of her scene. The vision darkens, and only slowly does it fade. Okay, so what this is describing is the Glenmoral Coven, which you're going to be familiar with if you've done the Companions quest line at all, which I'm guessing if you're looking into hidden quests of the Hunterborn mod, you've probably already done the Companions quest line a few times. So let's head there. Now, in case you haven't been here, you can find the Glenmoral Coven sort of west-northwest of Falkreath here, west of the Banner Mist Tower. If you've done the Companions quest line, then this dungeon should already be clear. If not, expect some hag ravens and maybe some hags to deal with on your way through it. Okay, so you're gonna find the Shrine of Her Scene in the, let's see, where are we? Looks like sort of the easternmost area of the Glenmoral Coven here, and this is kind of like the boss area where you find the boss chest. This shrine will also work for Winter Sun if you're running that. But in this case, we're just going to enter the area so that we can trigger the next part of the Oak Rite here. So we're just going to activate our Bone Idol of the Oak Rite. And then we're gonna meditate for our 3 days again. Make sure that you're praying to your Winter Sun deity between each meditation session. Okay, and then one more and we should get our reward. Now, after the trials of this ancient rite, your devotion and sincerity in the service of her scene has been recognized. You feel filled and revivified with a gift of significant power from your Daedric benefactor. Okay, we have Ken Hunted this time. What does that do? Ken hunted. While active, you are able to sense nearby presences, but at a price. What the hell does that mean? Oh, here we go. There's a troll there. So it looks like it's another sense or detect life effect, but it looks like it does it at great distances. Now, what price are we paying for this? Hircine's price. The price of Hircine's eyes and the ability to ken the hunted is a slow gnawing away of your stamina. Okay, so you're going to be getting just a little bit of stamina reduction here, and as you can see, it's slowly ticking away as you're using it. Yeah, no, that's the way it balances out. Instead of having to hold onto the detect life spell, you, instead of draining magic, you train stamina for it. But that's it. That's pretty good. Again, something that you can easily get through Aura Whisper or other racial abilities with the Skyrim overhauls or whatever. But this at least is nice. It's nice to have the option for a non-mage, non-dragonborn character to be able to do these things, right? Okay, well, I think that does it for the guide. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, but I think that was pretty complete. Let me know also in the comments if this is new to you. This is something in my experience that very few players know about, so I'm treating you guys to some very privy information here. If you appreciate it, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. I do little mod guides here and there, both in the terms of modding your game and in terms of using those mods. I also do have a lot of build guides that are centered on the Skyrim overhauls. And I do Let's Plays every weekend, live streams. And I dabble in other games and genres here and there. So if you like what you see on the channel, hit that subscribe button. It's free for you. It means the world to me. So yeah, do consider it. Other than that, take care and I'll see you next time.